Thank you for joining us on the RTO Superhero Podcast. Elevate your organisation's potential by becoming a part of our superhero membership community. Gain exclusive access to resources, training and support, all tailored for RTO professionals. Visit our website to join and start your journey towards compliance excellence today.
Welcome to the RTO Superhero Podcast, the show dedicated to empowering registered training organisations to navigate compliance effortlessly and deliver outstanding education. I'm your host, Angela Connell-Richards, CEO and founder of Vivacity, and today marks a major milestone. We've officially crossed the 1 July 2025 line. If you're listening, take a deep breath, because the deadline has passed, but the real work starts now. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. 1 July 2025 has been on the radar for well over a year. RTOs across Australia have been rushing to update policies, train staff, refresh assessment tools, and tick every compliance box they could find. But here's the truth. No one wants to hear. Complying for the sake of a deadline doesn't mean you're actually audit ready. I've worked with hundreds of RTOs and the pattern is familiar. You do a flurry of updates in the final weeks. Maybe you grab a policy template from a colleague or a consultant. You run a PD session for your trainers, tick. Then you relax and assume you're safe until the next re-registration. But unfortunately, that's not how ASQA works anymore. Let's break it down. ASQA isn't just interested in what's on paper. They're watching how you apply your systems, demonstrate self-assurance, and sustain your compliance over time. We're now in an era where your addition to scope request can trigger an audit. One student complaint can trigger an audit. Delivering a high-risk unit or qualification can trigger an audit. Or ASQA might simply run a risk-based assessment and decide you need a visit. The deadline didn't make you safe, it made you visible. And if your compliance strategy was, let's just survive till July, you might already be out of step. Let's talk risks. These are the top 3 traps I see RTOs falling into right now, post 1 July. 1, assuming you're safe because you've updated your documents. If you haven't trained your team on the new outcome standards, updated your assessment validation plan, mapped your trainer credentials against the 2025 expectations, then your new policies won't protect you. Underestimating audit triggers. You think audits are just for re-registration? Think again. A scope addition could lead to an audit in a heartbeat. ASQA is especially watching training products with poor outcomes. Number 3, failing to implement self-assurance. Having a compliance folder isn't self-assurance. Can your staff explain how you monitor quality? Do you have a schedule for policy review? Are your student feedback processes active and tracked? The biggest shift in 2025 isn't just about what you do, it's about how you prove it. Self-assurance is your internal safety net. Let me ask you this. If ASQA showed up today, could you demonstrate continuous improvement? Can you show them a history of feedback, analysis and change? Do you have records of staff training on the new standards? This is what they're looking for, and if you can't show it, your audit risk is high. So what now? This is where we step in. Stage 2, implementation, reflection and sustainability. Here are 3 things you can do this week. Number 1, conduct a compliance health check. We've created a free checklist you can download. It's a 30-day self-review that flags common gaps and helps you identify risks before ASQA does. Number 2, brief your entire team. It's not enough for your compliance manager to know the changes. Everyone, admin staff, trainers, the CEO, needs to understand the key shifts and how it affects their role. Track evidence weekly. Create a shared compliance register. Document every improvement, every trainer PD, every new policy issued. That's your audit story in the making. Quick example, one of our clients added a new Cricos course in May. They had all their docs ready and submitted their scope application 3 weeks later. Boom, ASQA audit. What saved them? They had done a pre-scope risk review, mapped every trainer's experience to the new outcomes, documented feedback from similar past courses. They passed with no rectifications. That's the kind of forward-thinking RTO that everyone needs right now. So if you're listening and thinking, we've ticked the boxes, but I don't know if we're actually compliant, you're not alone. Now is the time to shift from reactive compliance to strategic assurance. Let this podcast series be your guide. Next week, we'll dive into the biggest audit blind spots, scope changes, and the compliance traps they trigger. Be sure to subscribe, share, and download your compliance health check now. And remember, compliance isn't a limitation, it's a launch pad. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week on the RTO Superhero Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the RTO Superhero Podcast. Ready to transform your compliance process? Discover Comply Hub, Vivacity's AI-powered compliance management system, designed to streamline your operations and give you peace of mind. Visit our website to learn more and schedule your demo today.